Nag-recorded naman na yun sa... Thinking about thinking. The discussion today will be about thinking about thinking. Have you ever asked yourself, are we what we think? Because me, sometimes I sit still and ask, if my brain stops thinking, do I also stop being me? Today's question is the mind just a brain, or is the mind our soul? And are we the sum of what we think? Most of us, okay, we move through life believing the mind is the brain, just like a ghost riding a machine, only calculating, simply processing, just remembering. But what if that's not quite it? What if the mind is not a container, but a movement? Not a place in our head, but a way of relating to the world, to others, to yourself. What if the mind is not just inside our skull? What if it's a way of being responsive, just like a dance with the world? I am stating all of this because that's what Professor James Madden explores in paper Thinking About Thinking, where he says our mindedness emerges from our participation in cultural, biological, and shared practices. Okay, not from an isolated function of the brain alone. He reminds us that we rarely think about thinking itself. How is that? We are just so busy of doing thinking that we forget to examine how we are thinking. And that practice, that meta-reflection, is the first act of philosophy here. For instance, do you ever notice that your thoughts can deceive you? Right? Sometimes you think things that aren't true, right? You think you're not enough. You think you are behind. You think you are just your thoughts. But actually, when you drop all your thoughts and you return to your presence, just breathe and submit to your own silence, you will realize you are simply here. You're still here. Those are not real, right? And in the age of screens and algorithms, we risk losing touch that makes us truly human. And what are these things that makes us truly humans? These are caring, relating, and being present, right? I remember Professor Maiden also warns us that techno-nihilism threatens our sense of meaning and dignity unless we engage in an intentional world, okay? An intentional oriented thinking. Ano ibig sabihin nun? It means he challenges us with a question, are we just what we think? Or are we our thinking practices, such as our habits, attentions, intentions, care, right? Because we aren't merely brains firing neurons. We are beings who think, and we think for a shared world. Wait, my best friend is messaging me. In philosophy, we think of mind and practice that the way we think is shaped by what we do. The way we think is shaped by what we do, and what we do reshapes our thinking. I hope you can follow me. I am speaking slowly as I'm trying to enunciate my statements in a simple and direct sentences. Okay, so practice in itself, whether it's meditation, journaling, creating, walking, loving, these are not just habits. They are forms of mind building. You are building your mind. I am building my mind. Doing all of these practices, okay, including mind discipline, I'm building my mind. The mind isn't sealed in a skull alone, okay? It's in relation, in action, and in attunement to the world. So I can say that, no, we are not merely what we think. We are what we choose to think about. We are what we practice. Now let's think about the soul. The soul might not be the mind, but the soul is what lights up when the mind becomes still. Get me? So when we stop thinking in circles and start thinking with intention, with curiosity, with compassion, we become free. So if you ever wonder, am I my mind? The answer from Professor James Madden is that you are mind as a practice of participating in the world. You are mind as a practice of participating in the world. And I'd say you are your awareness of your mind. And even that is just one layer of who you are. Please think about this philosophy instead of thinking about your ex. Let's think about thinking together, okay? This is just a short clip about thinking and mind and practice. I hope this got your attention and this actually made you not just think about thinking, but actually minding what you're thinking. See you next time.